I think that's a wonderful question. Why do so many people still underestimate the value of trust? Well, I think there are various reasons for it. One of the things are that everybody understand that trust is nice and good and definitely believe in trust. I very rarely meet people who don't believe in trust. But I think a lot of people actually don't connect it to a value. One of the exercises I often do working with a new group of executives is that I ask them if they are able to capitalize trust. And a lot of people say, nope, you can't capitalize trust. And then I find two identical products. It could be a bottle of water. So I picked up two identical bottles of water, go to one of the individuals in class. I hold up the two bottles that are identical, and then I share the following story. Imagine you're a procurement officer in a major corporation. You're responsible of buying bottled water, right? And you have bottle A here that comes from a supplier that you've been working with for, let's say, 6 years. You like this individual. You trust this individual. You have a great relationship. And this supplier has always fulfilled every promise that they made to you, right? And the price is whatever. Here comes a new supplier on the market, as you can see, offering the exact same product, the same bottle of water. But here's a challenge. The new supplier, you get this stomach sensation that you don't really like that individual. You don't really trust that individual. You can't put your finger on what it is, but there's just something about that individual that you don't like. But here's the challenge. The price of this exact same identical bottle of water is 1% cheaper than from the supplier you like and trust and been working with for 6 years. Who would you buy your bottle of water from? Now, I can promise you 99% of everybody asked this question will point to the existing one they've been working with for 6 years and say, 1% price difference, I would go with the one I trust and like. Then I increase the price difference saying, okay, let's assume it's 3%. Still, everybody goes with the one they like and trust. Price difference, 6%. Still, majority goes with the one they trust and like. When I hit 10%, the first negotiators start to drop off and say, now I'll go with the other one. Despite the fact that I don't like that individual, don't trust that individual, the price difference is now so big, so I have to test it out. But we still have a lot of people that hangs on. And they are hanging on until I get to about 15 or 16%. Then they say, now I gotta switch. So imagine we are talking about a simple product like a bottle of water, and we are willing to accept the price difference of up to 15, 16% just based on emotion, likability, trust, and the relationship. And what we know from studies is that when we move into something way more advanced than a bottle of water, a complicated product, that difference in price that we accept are just going to grow. So if you have a supplier you trust and like compared to one you don't trust and you don't like that has a very similar product, you're willing to sometimes pay up to 36% more just based on that trust level. So trust is definitely something we can capitalize. And back to your question, think that this is something a lot of people don't think about. That trust is not just a nice thing, it's something we can capitalize. That's the reason that we call it trust currency.